I seem to be having a few problems lately with my laundry, in particular the shirts. They seem to be getting increasingly tighter and tighter around this sort of midsection here, and I noticed the buttons of late have been under a lot of stress and pressure. The stitching on these buttons is really pulling, and I think it's because maybe I'm washing my clothes in the wrong temperature. Maybe the wood is too hot and they're shrinking slightly every time I wash them. But the problem is definitely getting larger. I've launched a public inquiry into this, why my shirts are shrinking, and the soap powder, the water temperature, all that. There'll be an inquiry. The results of the investigation may or may not be made public, but I need to find out what's causing it. I've got a feeling, well, there's only two things really. It could be the shirts are shrinking or my stomach is getting bigger. I can't imagine the latter. My figure has always been so good. My body looks like it's been chiseled out of granite, really. It's really looking pretty trim most of the time. However, this stomach is getting a little bigger. But sometimes it's good to have a bit of a pot stomach. You know, people can see that you're on the level, because they know that your bubble is in the middle. Level, bubble in the middle, you get it? You maybe have to be a bit of a builder to get that joke. You know, spirit level, the bubble's in the middle. My stomach is the bubble. I don't know. There's no cure, folks. No cure. Anyway, to try and compensate this, I bought a bike. I had a bike before. It was an older bike, quite an old cheap one, and it's finally rusted and seized up. It had suspension at the front, and that suspension is sort of rusted and frozen. And I'm not sure whether it's safe or good to ride anymore, so I bought another bike, and it's not designed for performance or off-roading or racing. It's just what you would call a cruiser, just for cruising along, doing a bit of pedaling and having some exercise. I didn't want an e-bike. E-bike, you tend to get fat and lazy. You just turn on the power and it runs for you. But this one you actually have to pedal. If you want to buy transport, you buy an e-bike with a battery. If you want exercise and you want something that's going to create a bit of fitness and health, then you get one that you need to pedal. No choice, no options, you have to pedal. Otherwise, you tend to get a bit lazy. So I bought it. I'll show you my new cruiser bike. It's what you call a unisex, so a lady or a man can ride it, but I quite like the sitting position. You're up and relaxed. You're not right down like you're racing. You're just sitting up straight, relaxing. You can pedal along around the paths, around the coast, around the coastline, and some of the country roads and streets. It's very relaxing, a very nice way to have a little bit of enjoyment, fresh air, and exercise. I bought a few extra little bits and pieces just for safety. I bought some lights at the front, some strobe lights or really bright lights for the front, LEDs, and some for the back. You never know, you may have to go onto the road or onto the side of the road or cross the road. It's good to play it safe and just have that extra visibility. Also a good helmet, very, very important. For what it costs, why not have a little bit of safety and protection? You never know, you can get onto some stones or you can get into a pothole, or even someone else can hit you or something. You could hit a rock, and if you fall off, use your hands to protect yourself. So it's probably a good idea to have some gloves, but a helmet for the value, for what it costs, why not play it safe and protect your head? And you can replace your bike and your helmet and your bits and pieces and your clothes, but if you damage your old scone, you can't replace that. And so it's common sense, of course, isn't it, to wear a helmet. It's not rocket science. Okay, so always wear a helmet when you're on a bike. Right, I got my saddlebags on the back for my drinking water and my gas cooker and my pot and my canned goods. I've got my strobe light on the back for visibility and a nice white light on the front. Got my mobile phone, smartphone holder up here on the handlebars for GPS purposes only. The only time you should be looking at your phone while you're cruising on a bike is if a little message comes up and says, the Kiwi Vanman has just posted a new video. Then and only then should you stop, get off your bike, sit down and watch the movie. Hit the like, of course, and make a comment. And then and only then get back on your bike and continue with your cruising. And of course I got one of these, a trip computer. Now this will tell me my average speed, the distance I've traveled, because you don't want to overdo it. You want to stay healthy, you want to get fit, lose some weight, but you don't want to go too far. You don't want to overdo it, okay? So this will tell you how far you've traveled and your average speed over that distance. It's a basic essential really. You can't go for a ride on any bike without a trip computer. It's the bare necessities what I've put onto this cruiser today. Anyway, we'll see if we can get this fitted. Well, it's all done. I've put it all together. She's ready for her maiden voyage. Actually, after all that physical work, I feel a bit tired now. Might need a bit of a lie down first. Yeah, it's hard work. But I've got to make a start. The road to fitness. I'm on the road to fitness. And every good journey starts by taking that first step. That's what they say. I don't believe it. I believe every good journey starts with a good strong cup of coffee. So maybe I'll have a cup of coffee and then I'll go for a bit of a bike ride and measure my waistline when I get back. See if these shirts are feeling a bit looser. Thanks for watching. We'll talk again soon on the next video. This is Getting Slimmer Every Day Boy, signing out.